بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الآب والابن والروح القدس إله واحد آمين. I'm starting this little talk in the name of God, the most merciful, the most gracious, and in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, one God. These are the two formulas of Muslims and Christians who are living in this area from where I'm speaking to you. In the north of Lebanon, we are 11 kilometers from the Syrian border in Kantara, which means the arch. Sending you my greetings from our small peace center. I've been living here for the last 12 years, midst in Syrian refugee camps, and we have been working with both Syrian refugees and Lebanese of all religions, Christians, Muslims, and others. International volunteers from around the world have been living here with us to work together under the authority of the local communities for the future of the youth. After more than 54 years of oppression, dictatorship and war, the Syrian people and the Syrian people alone has liberated itself from dictatorship and abuse of power like we have never seen before. I would like to talk this time about our return to Syria and the return of our Syrian friends to their homeland. I've been living here in solidarity, following the example of Father Paolo Dall'Oglio for the last 12 years, in simple conditions, in a condition of service, to one day, inshallah, God willing, to return to Syria. And now this moment has come. And hundreds of thousands, millions of Syrians have returned over the last year. Many more are still refugees here or in other countries. But I would like to talk about this return and the need to return and what it means for us. We have been waiting here and looking on Syria every day for the last 12 years. But worse, we have been living with people who lost everything, who lost their homes, who lost beloved ones, the families scattered all around the world. So this is just a little act of solidarity. And our solidarity is needed because nobody has been treated like the Syrian people over the last decades. Now, we have returned. I have returned 10 times since the fall of Assad to Syria, and it was a big fulfillment. What a jubilation to go back to the places we love. At the same time, I have seen the destruction that Assad left behind. Most people we serve in our area come from the little town of Kosair, just on the other side of the border, where more than 85% of all houses are destroyed. This is far more than Berlin after the Second World War, and we all know the images from Berlin after the Second World War. It is really our zero year in Syria, and it is a very big challenge ahead of us to return and rebuild the country. Now, I know there have been some polemics here in Lebanon and in Europe about why the Syrians don't return right away. Many have. More than half the families we have served here in Akkar have returned. But they returned into a destroyed country, and they need our solidarity now more than ever to transform this moment of liberation into peace and justice. And this is what we are trying to do, what we are trying to help. So please be aware that the situation of Syrians here in Lebanon is not easy. They have received some assistance, but it was a maximum of $140 per family of 5 members from the United Nations per month, in a country where the living costs are as high as in Europe, sometimes even higher. For our little peace center, we had to pay $300 electricity alone for keeping lights on in our classes. So you can imagine how hard it was for so many families to cope. And most of them were illegal, were arrested at checkpoints, were put into jail with 20 persons in a 20 square meter room. It was not an easy situation. Still, half are still here because they have no place to go. Their houses are destroyed. There is no livelihood inside Syria. So it will take some time and a bit of effort and a bit of solidarity to return and rebuild. We are going ahead. I'm very glad to say that a few weeks ago, just before the celebration of the first anniversary of the fall of Assad, we could open a first peace center inside Syria as well, in Kadesh, an ancient city, which is today known as Tel Nabimendo, just next to Kosair in the Homs Governorate. And this is a very significant place, and I will tell you more about it next time, because it was the place of the first documented battle of humankind between Ramses II of Egypt and the Hittites. It is also the place of the first peace treaty, which we still conserve today in both versions in the history of humankind. So just in this place, we found a little house, and many have returned there. Many people are coming to us with their needs, and we're trying our best to bring together the different communities living in that place for a common goal, the future of the youth. That our solidarity should not have a price. It is a duty to help when the house of the neighbor is in flames. It is a duty to help the Syrian people, but it is also in the best interest of everybody. Because if we made the effort now to rebuild this country better and more beautiful than it has ever been, then it will be a beacon of hope for the world, and it will be a good reason for millions of Syrians to return to their home and to live happily together. This is our goal, and we are counting on your help, on your support for making it happen. As always, we are relying mainly on small donations for our work, for our daily educational classes, for our vocational training, for our youth network, for our interreligious peace building. So please make a little gesture and support our cause. I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. See you soon. Happy New Year and all the best.